Hello, Bumpy McSquigums here, and it's time for another first look, this time at Mordheim City of the Damned by Rogue Factor. It was originally a board game set in the Warhammer world of things, so if you guys are a Warhammer fan, this should appeal to you greatly. It is a game that is in Steam Early Access right now, and I could go over how it was a board game and all that wonderful fun stuff, and I might later down the road. Suffice it to say, it was a board game. You had a group of miniatures, which were your little baby dudes. No, they were your warband, and your opponent had it, and then you went into this place and you battled it out. It's pretty simplistic. I'm sure the game was actually quite detailed and in depth when you were doing it, but I mean, the overall premise is there. I don't know that much outside of the games that I played of the Warhammer world, though it does intrigue me, and I might actually pick up a book or two to read a little bit more about what everybody seems to be raving about. I know my buddy Splattercat is a huge fan of the Warhammer 40k series books. He's read a lot of the Warhammer fantasy stuff, so he's a pretty big fan, a pretty big proponent of that, so I don't know, I'm thinking I might have to check it out. Either way, guys, that's about my big spiel there about the Warhammer stuff, that I'm dumb and don't know anything. It's fine. The game is in Steam Early Access. It is being updated frequently, which is nice that they have all my bullet points right here in front of me. And yes, these are great things that it is Steam Early Access and that they're updating frequently. Because a lot of games will go into Early Access and then just do nothing. It just sits there and it's awful. So it's good to see that they do upgrade frequently. I was going to cover this about 3 weeks ago. I didn't have enough time with the game, to feel comfortable covering it. So I decided to take a step back and wait until I had a little bit more time to do so. I have played it a little bit, maybe a couple 3 hours, something like that. And yeah, I'm a little bit more comfortable with the game, and now is the perfect time to cover it because it just went on Steam's Midweek Madness sale for 33% off. So you guys have about a day when this posts to pick up the game if you like what you see. And again, Steam Midweek Madness sale, 33% off. You have until Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So those are the times you can get it in and grab it at a discount. So let's hop into the game and see what's up. Since I originally played the game and got it in my hands, or got my hands on it, if you will, they've added 2 additional groups of people. So originally it was a Skaven. You guys can pause and read. I'm not going to go over all the flavor text because this is a first look, and I don't want to just get bogged down in this stuff. I want you guys to see some gameplay because that's what you come here for. So there's a Skaven, you have the human mercenaries, they've added the Sisters of Sigmar, and then the last ones that they've added are the Cult of the Possessed. So there you go, folks. Those are the 4 playable races right now, and their subsequent flags and the cool little dealies there. So I don't know that much about the Warhammer world, so I can't give you guys a lot of back history on this stuff. But I'm going to try the Cult of the Possessed right now. That's going to be the group that I'm going to be covering in this particular one. Now, the load times can be pretty lengthy, but right now it's not in this part because they've added this new little screen here that wasn't here before when I originally tried covering this. So they show that they have a lot of stuff in the works that are coming soon. Campaign, so you can actually have some single-player enjoyment. The game is probably going to be mostly multiplayer, because that's where the most fun's going to be. You're going to bring your warband up against some random person on the internet, and then be the internet tough guy when you crush them, and be like, yeah, that's right, you done got beat, son, and then, you know, you can feel good. Your EP can grow and all that wonderful fun stuff. Either way, we're not going to get into that too much. You have the player progression here, and I'm assuming that that's going to keep score of how your stats are against other players, perhaps even if you go up against computer opponents. I don't know what they have planned for that, but I assume it's going to be something along those lines. Perhaps you'll have a list of your entire warband. I don't know. Units you've killed or had killed. I'm not sure what's going to be in it, but I'm kind of intrigued to see. The Smuggler's Den, there's these word stones, which I have no idea what they are or what they do, but that is something that's here. I'm assuming you can get additional items by stealing these throughout the map. So you'll see them scattered on the ground, and you can pick them up and loot them now, but none of that actually stays with you. You don't gain any experience, gold, or these word stones right now in the game. Again, it is in Steam Early Access, so they don't want to give anybody an unfair advantage for getting their hands on it early. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that 100%, but even at this point, it's too early for that to be a viable option, I feel, so it's still okay. I feel if you purchase it in Early Access, you should get some other reward other than maybe just a discounted price. So maybe a week before release, they'll allow you guys to start gathering stuff and getting experience. I don't know what their plans are. That's just me. So then there's the shop where you'll be able to buy additional new weaponry and all that stuff. Fortunately, that is coming soon as well. Now, this is where it added. This whole screen I don't believe was there before, but they've added the management of your warband. And here's our guys. Aren't they lovely? This guy, I believe, is our leader. He is Dox. He's impressive and Chaos Spawn. We have the leader. Oh, this is our leader. Okay, I'm not sure why. I guess he's our most powerful guy. So he's got a passive skill called Terror. That's interesting. I don't know where it tells us. Oh, let's take a look. Terror. When an enemy enters or starts its turn in the warrior's threat zone, he might suffer from terror effects. The victim must perform a leadership test. Immune from terror for 2 turns. If it fails, becomes terrified and loses all remaining offensive points. Ooh, cool. Alright, folks. So, we'll take a look at this guy then. So you have different equipment that you can do. We'll start with the inventory. Well, we already technically started with skills, but we're going to start with the inventory now. He only has clothing. That's all he can wear. Oftentimes there's going to be light armor or heavy armor added to it. I don't think he's actually got much stuff that he can add. And then there's the armbands. And that's literally all he can wear right now. And those are all of his equipment and everything. So there's not much for him in inventory. We'll check somebody else. And there's the skills. Now you can buy additional ones, but you're not able to actually gain any money, and right now there's not that many actually available. I have seen a few skills throughout the playthrough. And then there's magic here, which it's not letting me go to. I don't know why. Well, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Perhaps he just doesn't have magic. We'll check out this guy. This is the leader of the warband. And here you see the equipment is different. You can give him heavy armor. There's a comparison down here, side by side, of what you get. So it's, you know, more armor, like double the armor for 5% more, 5% poorer chance to do all these things, plus lower dodge chance and movement. You can switch out weapons. If you wanted him to be a bow user, you could do that, but he's using a staff. Now I'm going to leave all the default stuff. You can have a sword, and a sword handles differently than a mace. It adds the ability to parry. It also adds increased parry chances, as opposed to having melee hit chances with the mace. It's okay. It is okay. Now, here's the magic spells. We have the Boon of Chaos, which will allow you to randomly increase 4 points of a statistic up to a maximum of 20. It's stackable. And the Word of Pain does an AoE damage of 10 to 15, which bypasses armor absorption. So, pretty good guy. Pretty good guy. Alright, let's see here. And that's pretty much it. So, you can do all that. You could also switch guys. Say you're like, I don't want Borker in my group. He sucks. You could right-click on him here, and then left-click on the guy up here and be like, oh yeah, Urs is so much cooler. So that's kind of a neat feature. I actually like that quite a bit. You could, maybe you wanted to have more melee guys or more ranged guys. You could do that. I'm going to go with the default party, and we're going to get back into the camp and actually start up the skirmish. So that was about 8 minutes worth of showing you guys just the kind of the opening start. So let's actually get into some gameplay here. It tells you here, play for fun. There's no consequences, injuries, loot, any of that stuff. So let's create a game, and we're going to call it LP this, foo. Alright, so there we go. And we're going to go with all random. We're up against some Skaven. We are the Heralds of Chaos against Eshin's Paw. Alright, I think we can take them. I think we can handle it. So this is where it's going to get long and tedious, folks. So I'm going to do a cut right here, and I'll come back when the game loads. Okay, we're back, folks, and we're flying through the city, and we kind of get an overall view of our area that we're going to be battling in. Now, one of the cool things about this, it being a turn-based tactical strategy game, is that it doesn't have an overhead map, or at least I haven't found it. So if there is one, and I don't know about it, you guys can laugh at me because I'm dumb. But I haven't found the overhead map. And that adds a whole new level of difficulty to playing, because you can't see from, like, you know, a bird's eye view of what's going on. So you literally have to creep through the streets and find out where all the enemy units are, and you don't know where they're at the beginning either. So they could be anywhere. They could even be in a boat. And you know how much we wanted to go on a boat? No, I'm kidding, guys. Alright, so I usually look around at first to see if I can see the enemy out in the distance anywhere, but it does not look like that is the case. I'm probably just going to run down this little alleyway. So, let's take a look at our screen here. We have the blue and the red in the top left corner. That's our relative power to one another. We're both at 100%. I guess it's our power percentage of our self, our starting percentage. So, if we take a look on the bottom left of the screen, we start off with 4 bubbles of blue. Which one of them... Oh, 4 bubbles of blue. And those are our movement points, I'm assuming that are called that. And basically, you can move anywhere inside this blue circle, and it's only going to use the first one there. Now, if we stand right here, it says that we don't have movement, but we do. Alright, so if we move outside this blue circle, we will actually use another movement point. Any action like climbing this wall here would use an additional one. Or jumping down over here, if I step far enough to do so, would also use an additional one. And moving outside the blue circle, as I said, would. And then the red are your actual offensive points to do all sorts of offensive stuff. Now, you can never stop inside your own allies' zone of control or area of attack, whatever you want to call it, because it doesn't allow you to do that. So keep that in mind, folks. You can bottleneck yourself, so I'm going to apparently get some chaos stench thrown up on me. That's what these nasty things here are on the side, these little eyeball wall things. They are, I guess, traps. They don't do much damage to you. In fact, they didn't do any damage to me. I don't know what negative effect I just got, but I'm sure there's something there that was not great. Alright, I'm trying to look around and see. I still don't see any of our opponents, which kind of sucks. But that's as far as we can move, so we're going to go into ambush stance if we wanted to. In the middle of the screen at the bottom, if you take a look, you can hit Q and E, Q or E, and it will tell you the things that you have available to you. I'm actually not going to go into ambush stance. It costs 2 offensive points, so I'm just going to go right now and end our turn. I don't believe any enemies are going to come. When it's not your turn, and you don't have vision of the enemy, and they're moving, you'll just have a view of, I guess, your most powerful character alive. And in this particular instance, it's not, ironically, it's not our leader. So we will move our giant, ugly, zomboid type character, or zombie guy, Witold, and we'll move him along, and I guess we'll chill right over here next to our other guy. Take a look down there, there's nothing there. Again, I don't feel as though we're going to be attacked, so I'm not going to waste it on ambush stance. It's the enemy's turn again. Apparently we are, we had some sort of horrible accident down there in our genitals. Not trying to look at that, but apparently that's where the camera wants to take me. So, I apologize, folks. If you are now scarred for life, it's not my fault. I didn't choose that, it just happened. Alright, and most of our troops started up here. I don't know where in relation to the rest of our team this is, but it doesn't seem super great. I think we're going to go over here if we can get past this guy. And, oh, that's awful. We can't get past this guy. I believe we can wait. We can delay our turn. I think I'm going to do that. It's going to use one of our movement, but we should be able to move at the end of the entire turn cycle. That's my hope anyway. Alright, we're going to come down here, past this guy. Run on down, and yeah, okay, we're right here with our boys. Okay, I'm not going to go into Overwatch stance because, again, I don't feel anyone's coming. So we'll just look at his back horn here. Ah, back horn power! I don't know, maybe his face is lovely? No, not really. Nope. Look! I say there was a plank. We don't have to look at any of that. But, unfortunately, that didn't really pan out. Alright, so we are here now. This is the edge of our movement. Now, I'm not going to use Word of Pain. There's nobody around. What I am going to do is use the Boon of Chaos and start buffing up our giant demon dude here. Feel the power! And it's going to be sweet, sweet nice. And apparently I can do that a couple times. I think I will. It does stack up to 20, so might as well utilize it now. And one more time. Nope, that's it. Alright, there we go. Now we have this guy again. Apparently he didn't get the memo that he was supposed to wait till the end, so that's as far as he's going to be able to go. We're going to end his turn. We have another archer up here, and we're going to go out wide with him. I might even try staying on the... Oh, I was going to stay on the high ground, but this is just a spiral stair that's going to take me to nowhere. It's a spiral stair to nowhere. It's fine. Okay, enemy is still moving. Our guy's all glowy. He's like, yeah, basking in the red glow of death. Boy, I tell you what. Come on down, I'll eat your face. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we haven't run into the enemy yet. We don't know where they're at. We still haven't seen them. Sometimes they'll pop into view and your camera will move and you'll be like, oh, they're over there. But that's not the case. We have no idea where they're at. The Skaven are being... Oh, finally we apparently see them. They're over there. Aha, there he is. You see the rat man there with a giant, I don't know, scalpel or something. Okay, so we are heading the right direction to do battle. That's always good to see. Alright, we're as far as we can go. We're going to end our turn here. And finally our swordsman can come here. Now, this is always a risk. You take a look. Since he's heavily armored, probably has a two-handed sword and everything else, he's got a really bad chance to jump down, so he's probably going to get hurt doing this. That's bad, but what's worse is climbing up something, because if you climb up and you fail, you fall back down. Here, if you fall down, who cares? Hey, he succeeded. That's actually rare. I usually have a real hard time changing levels like that. Alright, we're able to get him up a little bit further and end his turn. And finally, our giant hammer dude. He is here, he is ready, he is eager, and he is actually going to go into ambush stance. Now, I'm debating whether I want to charge up and attack them or sit back and wait for them. Apparently I want to get hit by a poisonous rune thing off to the side. That's what I want to do. I don't really want to get trapped, though. That's kind of the thing. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I don't believe they have a lot of ranged units, or any, to be honest, the Skaven, so I think we're pretty safe standing right here. This guy's going to run up and terror check. He's going to get terrified, and we get to ambush him. Oh, but we missed. There'll be a lot of missing in this game too, folks. That's one of the other things that I've noticed. Alright, can't charge him yet. Trying to get to the point where we have the ability to charge, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. We can search the ground there. Alright, fear check. Made him afraid. Excellent. I think he might have actually survived it. I'm not sure, but there we go. We get to punch him once. We'll get to punch him a second time. Bam! Get zombified, fool. Alright, there we go. Now the opponents get to make their move again. Right now it's 2 against 4 that we see, but we have more people coming, and so do they, I'm sure. Oh, he missed the stab. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and we get to counterattack. It's not likely to hit, but we're going to take it anyway. Oh, but it hit. 34%, and we landed it. Oh, he's getting a second attack. He smacked us right across the shin. Oh, we get another counterattack. Oh, that one didn't hit, though. Wow, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. To get 3 attacks off at once is pretty, it's pretty unheard of, actually. Alright, let's see if we can't get out of the way here. We'll go into ambush stance. If they somehow decide to bypass, we'll be able to deal with it. Our big dude does have a lot of health, so we'll be okay. Dax is not going to be crushed by this guy. Alright, we have a bowman, who apparently is still too far. Alright, now we're smelly. Okay. Too far out to shoot, and we have one more movement that we can do. And we can fire on someone. Alright, 15% and 9%. Well, neither of those are really great. Well, you know what? Might as well take the shot, right? If we hit, we hit. If we don't, it's not that big of a deal. I think we can... Okay, I think I understand now. When you shoot, you have to reload. So, you're usually able to shoot once and reload twice per turn. But I think reloading costs your movement points and not your actual offensive points. Alright, we're going to wade right into the middle of these guys, I think. Have the movement to do so. Oh, apparently that puts us on the attack here. Smack him with our stick. Very nice. And then we're going to cast a spell. We're going to do Word of Pain on both. Here we go. Costs 1 less offensive point. It looks like it hit for 14. Apparently, somehow we got attacked back. I'm not entirely sure about that, but okay. We're going to confirm our turn and end it there. Our other bowman's going to come down, but unfortunately he's pretty far out. I don't foresee him being able to do too much. We'll end the turn there. And the Skavens get to move again. We're winning slightly. They're down to 97%. We're still at 100. They have barely done any damage to us. So we are still in the advantage, but for how long? Here comes another one of their individuals. They have bottlenecked us pretty well, which probably behooves us more than it does them. They're going to try to run around and flank us too, it looks like now. That's why that guy ran off the screen. Oh, hey, they succeeded. Look at that. All the way around and managed to hit from behind. That is impressive. So the Skaven apparently have a lot of movement that we are unaware of. Alright, so our group of guys are standing there pretty strong. I mean, not ridiculously so, but fairly strong. Can we charge him? There's a certain, like, magical position that you get at that you can actually charge. I think that was it right there. There we go, 75% chance to hit. A big hit, too. Oh, if we would have hit that, that would have been pretty epic. Unfortunately, we can't attack, which is weird. We should have been able to attack, but that's apparently not in the cards, so we're going to head up with our swordsman and try the same scenario, if possible. Oh, he can't get any further than that. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay. Oh no, oh, I thought for a second there I did something wrong here. There we go. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we have this guy in gun trim. Not sure what we can do here. Figured we'd be able to charge in and actually attack this guy, but apparently that's not in the cards. There we go. We just walk in and hit him. It's still going to be a pretty big hit. And we landed it too this time, which is pretty nice. In the turn, we're all kind of grouped up here in like a giant chaotic mess. Alright, he's only got 79 health left. This guy's got 50. It's easier to hit. We're going to go after Gnawlock Throat Cutter or something. I didn't read exactly what his name was there. Yeah, Gnawlock Throat Cutter. I like it. Alright, bam. And down he goes. And that is one less individual that we have to deal with. And we get another attack, too. Which we just did a pretty significant damage. And we're going to go into dodge stance. So hopefully we're able to dodge a few attacks. Or at least one. It is our enemy's turn. He failed to flee. And he just got wrecked. So down by 2 now. And the Skaven are starting to look a little bit weaker than they were originally. Looks like we can charge this guy, and we're going to do so. And punch him. Alright. Oh, but he's counterattacking. Oh, gosh. Critical hit, too. That was nasty. Try it again anyway. Bam. And dodge stance for us. Alright. Looks like he is going to flee and then go around and actually try to attack from a different angle, which sadly didn't seem to do much for him. Alright, we're going to run around the corner here, see if we can't get within range to... I don't think we actually can, to be honest, folks. I think that we are... Oh, no, that's not true. Hold on here. Here we go, we can charge that guy. We had more movement than I anticipated. Well, unfortunately we didn't land the attack, but still. Alright, so we have Herrick. And we're going to slap this guy in the face and miss, which is unfortunate. And then what we're going to do is not our dodge stance. I was going to use my other spell, but apparently I'm not able to. So there we go. We'll just smack him again. And we're going to go into dodge stance, not parry. Parrying's nice, but I'd rather dodge. You have a higher % chance to do so. Alright, so yes, it does cost us a little bit to reload. A little bit of movement, but that's okay. Looks like we're getting worse % chance to attack here, and I don't know why. Maybe we have to be further away? I don't... Well, whatever. We're going to take the shot. Seems like our archers are pretty bad, or maybe they're just inherently really dodgy people. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But we're going to reload again, and then that's going to do it. We could use perception, though I don't think that's really going to help. I don't think anyone's sneaking up on us. Could be totally wrong, but I don't think anyone's sneaking up on us. Alright, we have a better chance with this guy. Not sure why, but okay. Bam. What? And we'll reload, sure. And then we'll be prepared for the next one. On the turn. The enemy has that movement. What are they going to do? They're going to send the giant butter provider here. That's what that is. That's a butter knife. They go and they scoop up a bunch of butter and then they put it on the bread or the cheese or whatever it is they eat. He jumped down and hurt himself, which is kind of funny. Oh, shield units kind of suck. It's okay. Oh! Get wrecked. And dodge stance, so it's going to be a little bit harder to hit him than normal. Alright. So here's the... Well, I don't know. 85%. We should be able to kill him with this hit. But again, we missed. Well, we get a secondary shot, and we said good day. And down he goes. I think they're starting to wonder whether or not they should regret their decision to combat us here. Alright, we're going to go into dodge stance again. And I believe our hammer dude's ready. Oh, our sword guy. That's who it is. I don't see a path here for us to actually take. Yeah, see, this is the problem. We've managed to block ourselves in. And there's really no path through. So what we're going to do is go find that guy who leaped down, or leapt down, if you will. We'll do ambush stance. Maybe he's going to try to hop up here, and if he does, we'll be able to crush him. I don't know. Alright, we're going to try jumping down. Probably going to get us hurt. Oh, bonk. 3 damage. We can take it. I don't know what happened. I was fine. Oh, look, there's a head on that dude's belt. That's pretty sick. Alright, ambush stance again. We shall hold the line, no matter what the cost may be. Alright, he just dropped down. He failed. And now he's going to run over and get crushed by us, hopefully. Nope, not quite. Alright, it is our turn to do some more work here. Well, we only have the one individual we can attack, so let's hit him. We missed, but we have like 3 attacks that we can do. There we go. Now let's see if we can land that third one. Boom. No, we hit 1 out of 3. That's not terrible considering he is a shield unit. I think it adds a little bit to things. Let's see here. Oh, I moved. I didn't actually want to do that. Yeah, sure, we'll charge this guy. Fear check. Failure. Punch. Punch him again. Bam. Alright. So, and dodge stance. We're definitely making short work of the Skaven right now. They don't have a whole heck of a lot of a chance of defeating us, and I'm okay with that. I wish we'd stop missing that first attack. We could try disengaging, but I don't want to. We're going to attack again. Maybe we land this one? Bam. Now, you are able to loot the corpses of the people that you've slain. As you see, there are bags there now that the corpses have despawned. And you could actually get the gear off of them. Say they had something really amazing that you wanted, you could do that. But right now it doesn't matter because you don't carry it over between battles. Alright, so let's see if we can't move up. Oh, we have a 54% chance to shoot somebody. What? Very nice. Alright, we'll do our reload. And then I suppose that's it. Dodge stance, sure. We might only get the 1 shot each time, but I'll tell you what, that 1 shot is pretty amazing. Alright, what are we looking at here? 44 versus 84. Alright, let's go for the 44. This guy's already dodged once. Ooh, 29 hit. And we'll do parry stance this time. I don't mind that. Alright, we're waiting for the opponent, and victory is ours! They decided to retreat. We killed 3, and they decided, you know, there's no way they were going to win. They hadn't killed a single one of us. That they're going to cut their losses and just retreat and forfeit the match, and there we go. On the left-hand side, we would have normally all the rewards that we got, experience, battleground victory, the stuff that we looted, treasury, and extra rewards and such. On the right-hand side, you'll see how many units that you had lost out of your total, and how many they had lost out of their total. We had 9, they fielded 7, they lost 3, we lost 0, and then the most valuable warrior for each side. Dax, my big demon dude, was my most valuable. He knocked out probably 2 or 3 enemies, and he got plus 40 points for that, and he did a tremendous amount of damage on enemies, so 177 points there. Whereas Shriek Sharp Whisker managed to get 88 points of damage on the enemies as well. So that was their best guy. Either way, folks, that's going to do it for this first look. I am going to do probably each class that releases or each race that releases. So you'll see more. I'm going to try to do another one by the end of week. We'll see. If it happens, great. If not, I might skip it, do another first look in between, and then do it next week. So sometime between this week and next week, you should see another Mordheim City of the Damned update, and it should be sweet, sweet, nice. Don't forget, guys, it's on Steam's Midweek Madness sale for 33% off. And that's going to do it for this episode. I will see you next time with more Mordheim City of the Damned. Until then, my name's Bumpy McSquigums, and I will see you later.